Greetings to one and all respected faculties of the Department of Social Work and my dear friends. I am here to present a seminar on the topic Roles and Responsibilities of International Federation of Social Workers in North American region. First, let's discuss the global definition of the social work profession by IFSW. Social work is a practice-based profession and an academic discipline that promotes social change and development, social cohesion, and the empowerment and liberation of people. Principles of social justice, human rights, collective responsibility, and respect for diversities are central to social work. Underpinned by theories of social work, social sciences, humanities, and indigenous knowledges, social work engages people and structures to address life challenges and enhance well-being. The above definition may be amplified at national and/or regional levels. Now let's see what IFSW is. IFSW stands for International Federation of Social Workers, which is a global body for the professional social workers. The Federation and its national members strive for social justice, human rights, and inclusive sustainable social development through the promotion of social workers' best practice and engagement in international cooperation. The International Federation of Social Workers supports its 141 country members by providing a global voice for the profession. IFSW has been granted special conservative status by the Economic and Social Council (ECOSOC) of the United Nations and the United Nations Children's Fund (UNICEF). In addition, IFSW is working with the World Health Organization (WHO) and the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees (UNHCR), the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights (OHCHR). The organization works in cooperation with regional social work bodies, national organizations, and associations of social workers. It organizes international events, publishes policy statements, encourages cooperative initiatives between its members, and links to other international bodies. Let's discuss the roles and responsibilities of IFSW in North American region next. CASW and NASW USA are currently the two members of this region. Living in two different political environments, they work together on strengthening the profession, addressing the deprofessionalization of social work, recognizing the importance of research on evidence-based and best practices. IFSW has 5 regional structures. The North American region comprises the United States of America, represented by the National Association of Social Workers (NASW), and Canada, represented by the Canadian Association of Social Workers (CASW). IFSW worked cooperatively over many years in an effort to strengthen the profession in the region. The framework of the collaboration continues to operate under the most recent Memorandum of Understanding signed on July 11, 2012 at the IFSW conference in Sweden. They have a mission of protecting the profession of social work and seeking to ensure social justice. The political climate in both countries has posed challenges to the understanding and support of the social safety net, which social workers are mainly responsible for maintaining. As a result, IFSW has been working on communication campaigns, including publications, social media efforts, and outreach aimed at helping the public and decision makers to understand the profession and ultimately strengthening and securing its future. Both organizations have been engaged in addressing the deprofessionalization of social work and also recognize the importance of research on evidence-based and best practices and are actively engaged in collaborating and disseminating such research. IFSW have also spent a great deal of time addressing recruitment and retention issues for the profession. IFSW North America continually monitor and address issues of regulation, including licensure and the ongoing evolution of their respective code of ethics. They are also working with the social work education organizations in support of comprehensive and relevant education programs. The IFSW North American region has been actively engaged in addressing some of society's most pressing problems, such as the economic recession, the increasing challenges related to poverty, and the unemployment crisis. Professional social workers in the both countries have not only been tasked with caring for more and more clients, but are asked to do so with fewer resources and support. They have maintained active advocacy and political action outreach components to address the issues. Now let's see some of the social issues of North America. It includes many issues like drug addiction, poverty, hunger, violence, etc. In Canada, the face of Canadian poverty is described as racialized, destitute, and young. It is common among whites, Aboriginal, and black people communities and racial minorities. Additionally, racial minorities face both unemployment and underemployment compared to their counterparts. On reserves, poverty due to multiple factors has an exponential function. For instance, the sense of cultural isolation normally results from a deterioration of economic, social, and health conditions compared to those living off reserves. Poverty in Canada has a self-perpetuating system where the societal mechanisms ensure that the poorest Canadians remain poor. Urban poverty is showcased through a lack of low-income housing for individuals and families, and increasing homelessness. Racism and prejudice. Racism has a strong undercurrent in Canadian society. However, it is not visible and openly identified. The current prevalent forms of structural racism, individualized racism, example racial profiling by police that is broadly defined by the Ontario Human Rights Commission, and internalized racism, example first generation immigrants and refugees. Social distance between whites and non-whites is a distinct aspect of the Canadian community that is identified through the isolation index. The anti-racism movement in Canada has borne aversive racism. Now let's talk about United States. Several social issues have been prominent in the history of United States. Many of them have waxed or waned over time as conditions and values have changed. The term social issue has a broad meaning in the United States as it refers not only to ills to be resolved but also to any topic of widespread debate involving deeply held values and beliefs. The Library of Congress has an established index of social causes in the United States. Examples include academic cheating, church-state separation, hacking, evolution, education, gangs, hate speech, suicide, urban sprawl, and unions. Social issues gain a particularly high profile when a new president is elected. Elections are often impacted by several social issues, with many social issues discussed during debates, such as rights for abortion, LGBT people, and gun control. Crime and the justice system. United States incarceration rate. In the United States, the federal prison system has been unable to keep up with the steady increase of inmates over the past few years, causing major overcrowding. In the year 2012, the overcrowding level was 41% above rated capacity and was the highest level since 2004. In addition to being overcrowded, the federal prison system in the US has also been at the center of controversy concerning the conditions in which prisoners are forced to live. Hate crimes. Hate crimes are a social problem in the United States because they directly marginalize and target specific groups of people or specific communities based on their identities. Hate crimes can be committed as a result of hate-motivated behavior, prejudice and intolerance due to sexual orientation, gender expression, biological sex, ethnicity, race, religion, disability, or any other identity. Hate crimes are a growing issue, especially in school settings, because of the young populations that exist. The majority of victims and perpetrators are teenagers and young adults, the population that exists within education institutions. Hate crimes can result in physical or sexual assault or harassment, verbal harassment, robbery, and death. Hunger. Hunger in the United States is a social issue. In 2018, about 11.1% of American households were food insecure. Apart from these, there are other additional social issues like human rights, violence against LGBT people in the United States, domestic violence, gender inequality, wealth inequality, health, income inequality, etc. Therefore, the roles and responsibilities of IFSW in North America is spread to all these domains of social issues. Thus, these are important in the holistic development of North American region. I thank Dr. Rambabu Bocha sir for giving me this opportunity to present a seminar on this topic. Further, I thank the faculties of social work of RGNRYD and my dear friends who helped in the successful completion of this video. Thank you.